On a sunny morning in Sarajevo, a city simmering with tension, the unthinkable happened. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie were assassinated. The date was... On a sunny morning in Sarajevo, a city simmering with tension, the unthinkable happened. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie were assassinated. The date was June 28, 1914. This act of violence, carried out by a young Bosnian Serb nationalist, Gavrilo Princip, sent shockwaves across Europe. Austria-Hungary, outraged and seeking revenge, saw an opportunity to crush Serbian nationalism. The assassination became the catalyst for a chain of events that would plunge the world into war. However, the path to war wasn't direct or inevitable. A complex web of alliances and miscalculations lay ahead. The world held its breath, waiting to see how the Austro-Hungarian Empire would respond. Few could have predicted the scale of the unfolding tragedy. Within weeks, what began as a localized crisis would escalate into a global conflict, forever changing the course of history. Europe in the early 20th century was a powder keg of rivalries and alliances. The Triple Entente, France, Russia and Great Britain, stood opposed to the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria, Hungary and Italy. These alliances, initially intended to deter aggression, ironically made war more likely. When Austria-Hungary issued an ultimatum to Serbia demanding impossible concessions, Russia felt compelled to support its Slavic ally, Serbia. Germany, bound by its treaty with Austria-Hungary, pledged unwavering support. The intricate web of alliances began to tighten, pulling the great powers closer to the abyss. Like a line of dominoes falling one after another, declarations of war followed. Germany declared war on Russia and then on France. Great Britain, obligated to defend Belgium's neutrality, declared war on Germany when German troops crossed into Belgium. Within a month, the major powers of Europe were at war. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand ignited the existing tensions fueled by nationalism and militarism. Across Europe, nations engaged in a dangerous arms race, building up their armies and navies. Nationalist sentiments intensified, with each nation asserting its own interests and ambitions. Germany, a rising industrial power, sought a larger role on the world stage, while France yearned to avenge its defeat in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871. Great Britain, wary of Germany's growing naval power, felt compelled to protect its imperial interests. This volatile mix of nationalism and militarism created